As many people took their time out and watched Selena Gomez's new documentary that you can find on Apple TV called My Mind and Me. In the documentary, Selena mentions someone who saved her life, who she lived with, called her more than a best friend, but her sister, someone who just gave her a kidney.
That was probably one of the first times that I got offended.
How does someone who was once your other half become just your kidney donor? But before we dive in and answer this question, we must start from the beginning. Who is Francia Raisa? Francia Raisa was born on July 26, 1988 in Los Angeles, California.
And I'm first generation Mexican, Honduran American, so it's like I grew up somewhere else my first few years of life.
Mom is from Mexico, dad is from Honduras, I'm from here, I'm multicultural.
Did you know? Francia Raisa did martial arts for 10 years, but was a dancer her whole life.
Yeah. She asked me, really, do you love me? I said, yeah. She asked me, really, do you love me? I said, no way, ho. I can't never love no that I want too many hoes. Put it on my mama and my set, I'm finna count the O's. And I think my pistol might be gay, cause I know that bitch gon' blow. Whoa, where your brains go? Tryna get that picture with me, better catch my angles. Catch my angles. Bitch, these diamonds dancing on me like they tango. Ain't a single place I did it, really can't go. Fucking on that hoe, and you know that shawty thankful. Yeah, I got hoes, switching my life, switching clothes. You should know, I don't really care about X and O's. In the home, baby, let me come and go. Yeah, play these hoes, treat her like a pick and roll. Yeah, baby bustin', hit that bitch like it ain't nothing. Yeah, turn on me, I'll pass a bitch right to my cousin.
Back to the regular program. In school, she tried to pick up the accordion, but was embarrassed because it reminded her of Steve Urkel. She also did ice skating competitively for 1 year, but it just wasn't her thing.
I was 16 when I first started auditioning, and I just wanted this so bad.
She started to pick up acting gigs in her junior year at her high school, where she was a cheerleader in Mission Hill. So her being in Bring It On as a cheerleader is not shocking at all, but overall impressive.
Fresh and so new when we came into the show. This show did so much for all of us. I had Bring It On and Cutting Edge, on my resume, but this show really put all of us on the map. It started us from square one.
The show that she's referencing right now is The Secret Life of American Teenager. She played the sexy, popular girl, Adrienne Lee, who just wanted to be loved. This show aired from 2008 to 2013, having iconic theme songs such as, although the show mentioned sex a lot and it was its main plot on all their storylines, they did make sure that their viewers knew the precautions that needed to be taken.
Time too many teenagers have the sex talk with their parents is when they're telling them that they're pregnant. Parents, if your teen has a question about sex, don't assume they're doing it. And teens, if your parents aren't talking to you about sex, don't assume they don't care. Teen pregnancy is 100% preventable. Start talking. Visit stayteen.org or abcfamily.com for more information.
Where it all started. In 2007, Francia and Selena met at a charity event. This is making Selena 15 years old and Francia 19 years old. Something that I want to mention is that ABC Family, now known as Freeform, and Disney Channel are owned by the same people. So during this time, Selena was heavily involved in the Disney Channel show Wizard of Waverly Place, and again, during this time, Francia was playing Adrienne Lee on ABC's Family, The Secret Life of American Teenager. During this event, they meet and become acquaintances. It will not be until they go out and hang out outside of this work event when they create a bond that both claim a sisterhood to each other in the near future. December 2012, we have the iconic moment, the it girl moment of this time of Selena and Francia. This is a time where everybody starts shipping them as friends. Everyone's doing the research, trying to figure out who are these girls, why are they so good together, why are they so amazing. That's why people started capitalizing on their relationship like they were friends. And then we have 2013 coming, and Everybody Knows comes out. And everybody knows that this was the group. This is like Kylie with her Jordan and Stassi era, but this was Selena's era with Francia. It was like everybody wanted to know more and more of them. It was like almost as iconic as the Call Me Maybe video that everybody grew and know to love. But why are they no longer friends? Why did these two come from sisters to not even want to be around each other? That's a question that everybody wants to know. Are they the new Jordan and Kylie, and is Raquel the Stassi of the friend group? In 2015, Selena allowed the world into her life, unlocking the shocking diagnosis of having lupus. This makes her and Francia friends for 8 years. In her 2015 Billboard interview, she tells her story about her near stroke and her ongoing relationship with chemotherapy. With this being a new diagnosis, her nerves were so high, especially with the ongoing speculation of her declining health. Ms. Gomez told Billboard, "I wanted so badly to say, you guys have no idea, I'm in chemotherapy," she stated at that time, "but I was angry. I even felt the need to say that. It's awful walking into a restaurant and having the whole room look at you, knowing what they're saying. I locked myself away until I was confident and comfortable again." Before we continue on with their journey, I would like to talk more about lupus. What is lupus? Well, lupus is a long-term chronic disease that can cause inflammation and pain in any part of your body. It's an autoimmune disease, which means that your immune system, the body system that usually fights infections, attacks healthy tissue instead. It mostly attacks your skin, joints, and internal organs such as your heart and kidney. A fact that you may not know is that 9 out of 10 people who are affected by lupus are actually women. Lupus is not something that you can catch from someone like the flu or mono. It is not proven, but may be caused by the environment you are in, or it may just be simply because of your DNA. People like Nick Cannon, Yolanda Hadid, Toni Braxton, Lady Gaga, and many more suffer from lupus. With Selena Gomez's health declining every day and her kidneys starting to give out, she continued to hit roadblocks while progressively getting sicker. While visiting the doctor in 2017, she was told that she is going to need to undergo a kidney transplant. That takes Miss Gomez on a hunt to look for someone who is a perfect match. Without even knowing it, the perfect match would be someone who at the time was the closest person to her roommate, Francia. Francia is having a hard time seeing her friends sick all the time. They shared such a strong bond, and it was draining seeing how much pain Selena was in. So without even thinking about it, and tells her she will do everything she can to see if they're a perfect match. Kidney failure results in 254,028 total deaths, 131,008 deaths in men, and 123,020 deaths in women. Two of the most common ways of having failed kidneys besides lupus are having high blood pressure and diabetes. Some may not know what a kidney actually does and why it is so important. A kidney is what removes the waste from our body. The kidney also releases hormones that regulate our blood pressure, control the production of red blood cells, and more. When those things are not happening, it puts more and more pressure on the kidney until it can no longer function correctly and needs to be replaced. When reliving the story on the Today Show in October 2017, once the procedure was already done, she lived with me in this interesting moment where my kidneys were just done, Gomez told. That was it, and I don't want to ask a single person in my life to donate a kidney. The thought of asking someone in my life to do that was very difficult to me. She volunteered and did it. I want to note that Selena said here because as we go later down the timeline, she contradicts herself when she says that She contradicts herself when she says that Francia is just a kidney donor. But the question is, how does she become someone who just donates a kidney when she is someone who you are recorded saying you owe them your life? I would have never asked her to do it. Many claims along those lines. Although I want to know that it was not only her life that was on the line, that when Francia agreed to do this, she actually put her life on the line also. Francia is quoted stating in the interview, "I feared for my own health. I had to write a will, which was scary because there's no guarantee you'll wake up. Death is something that is truly scary to many people. Some may say that is their biggest fear." In March 2018, Miss Raisa does an interview. In March 2018, Miss Raisa does an interview and clearly states around the line knowing that she didn't need to lose her kidney and that it's harder to let go. On Harry's daytime talk show, telling us, the audience, that she was immobile for 2 months. She talks about the decline in not only her physical health, but also her mental health. We can say she had post-surgery depression. Raisa recalled a social worker explaining to her ahead of the procedure, "The recipient is going to glow and she's going to recover a lot faster than a donor, but she's getting something she needs, and you are losing something you don't need to lose. It's going to be hard," which ended up being more than true. Not only did her body change, but her daily routine changed. Her whole life changed just to make sure someone she called her sister could live a healthy life, and she regrets no parts of it. Now I know the stigma on anyone who you are close with. So like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or best friend matching tattoos is a doomed. We have seen it with Kylie Jenner, her best friend Jordan Woods, Miley Cyrus and her ex-husband Liam Hemsworth, Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson, and many more. Although in December 2019, Selena reveals that she and Francia had matching tattoos to signify their journey together with the date that their kidney transfer was done. Up until March 2021, Raisa has kept quiet with everything dealing with her journey as a kidney donor, but now ready to share her story on World Kidney Day, spilling the knowledge she had learned from other people, her own experience, how to help people and make people with troubled kidneys comfortable, and ways to help them out. Selena supported her longtime friend Raisa's goal to educate and advocate as she shared the post and wrote, "Thank you for blessing me. I am forever grateful to you." Now we are in 2022 and the pair are not seen as publicly as they once were, but soon popped back out in July doing a silly TikTok challenge. The pair is seen laughing and having a grand old time. November 22 is when everything hits the fan. Selena is doing an interview with Rolling Stone magazine and she is quoted saying, "I never fit in with a cool group of girls that were celebrities. My only friend in the industry really is Taylor," referring to Taylor Swift. So I remember feeling like I didn't belong, she said, reflecting on living in the spotlight. "I felt the presence of everyone around me living full lives. I had this position and I was really happy. But was I? Do these materialistic things make me happy?" People then began calling her out because of what happened to the girl who risked her life for you when she did not have to. The person who you recognize as saving your life because you were on your deathbed. How do we go from being sisters, soulmates, to being just another person she knows and not being that relevant in her life at all? Now, there has been speculation that after Selena started to feel better, she started to party a lot and indulge in things that are not good for a kidney, especially a brand new one that you are giving because yours no longer is good. Francia allegedly called her out and told her about herself. Not in a bad way, but again, as stated previously in the video, Francia did not have to give her her perfectly good kidney. She had to find a new way to live life, and now she is seeing someone who she cares about not taking that seriously as a person who didn't really need the kidney. The documentary was supposed to help us look into the lives of the Disney Channel's good girl that we grew to love over the years and protect from all the negative things, but in reality, it opened up many people's eyes to who she really is. Francia Raisa, we see you and acknowledge everything that you did, but to address the comments I saw online that Francia, said she didn't want to be known as the girl who gave Selena a kidney, which makes total sense because when you look up her name, all you see is Selena Gomez kidney donor. Why are they beefing? But it doesn't really talk about her projects. She has a new show called How I Met Your Mother, a spinoff of How I Met Your Father. She had The Secret Life of an American Teenager. She was just on Grownish, and that show has finally ended with her graduating. And the first thing that comes up is Selena Gomez, and it's been like that for a long time. So saying I do not want to be known as Selena Gomez's kidney donor is not a bad thing. All she's asking is for Selena to acknowledge her and say, hey, she is relevant to my life, not irrelevant, not the girl who just gave her her kidney. Her name is Francia Raisa, someone who did something that many of us would have not done.
Into the place, a spot you found a ways. My heart, it started racing. The crowd across the way, the flowers on your face, and then I'm from the 80s. Someone keeps blocking my way. I can't feel farther away. Wait on a moment to say that I want you. You know that I want you.
to get my name in. Someone keeps blocking my way.